Hello and welcome to the viewer. So today we're taking a look at an Elana HavenCRaft build for Unlimited. This is one of the more popular decks for Unlimited right now, and while it's not my personal favorite deck for Unlimited at this stage, it's definitely a solid choice. It does require a few legendaries, but similar to the first one, it's about in the average to low range as far as it goes, with only running, I think, looking at this quickly, yeah, 9 by the looks of that. I'm sure people will correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's just Zoe, Elana, and Delafil. Anyway, those are very important. You really don't want to run this deck without them. They're just too good not to. Otherwise, you're not too worried. This deck is reasonably cheap as far as silvers and bronze go, running decent holds, but definitely in that average spectrum for decks. So that's not a bad thing for Unlimited, where you could potentially have 12 to 15 legendary cards on their own usually. So not bad at all. If you guys are interested, of course, I will have the link to this deck in the description below, but we'll just get right into it and check it out. So, kicking us off, it's actually a Haven versus Haven match.
My barrier is impenetrable.
Which you want to see every day, as they can get quite drawn out, especially when it comes to healing. We start off with at least the Elana Purest Prayer. Not a bad starting card, although this is definitely not the best starting hand you could have playing a Haven deck. But our opponent definitely got one of the better ends of the bargain. Getting the Golden Bell on their initial draw there was pretty much perfect.
Which hands are the praying hands?
And Robo Wing, that's actually not bad either. They're getting a really good curve out. All I can really do is throw the Unica to the board because I don't have really any other choice. And this one's running Pegasus Sculpture. We don't actually run Pegasus Sculpture, I don't think. We only run the White Fang Temple, which both are really quite good cards. White Fang Temple is a bit more value because it does give you a follower, but it really depends on what kind of deck you're running. I mean, you gotta remember there are similar decks around that aren't straight up Elana. There is Tenko Haven as well, which I do have plans to cover, but have not got a video ready for yet. But that will be one of the next few probably, so expect that. We do get our Elana set up. Playing the 3-drop amulet there was perfect. Sets up nicely for a turn 4 Evo play. Getting, of course, the heal and then the buff. So leaving us with a 6-4 on board. Something that has to be traded into at this point in the game, as straight up damage is a little difficult. Unless you're using, of course, removal cards, but suspecting Haven, probably not. So they're definitely pushing their heals hard, which is not a good sign for us. That does mean they're probably going to push a pretty quick Elana, so we better definitely get up. Going for the heal with some buffs, since I can't play Gem Princess yet. And I'm actually a little surprised that wasn't an Elana play. If I was going for that, I would have definitely wanted the Elana play, remove. Going for that instead with the Evolve. This is definitely going to work in our favour a little bit, unless they are a Tenko variant. Again, that is possible. They do run some similarities in cards, but it's a bit too early to tell, since they haven't either dropped a Tenko or an Elana yet. Since they're both healing focused mechanics, it's not a surprise. The only difference is they have wasted their Evos, so if they are a Tenko build, they don't need to worry about Evos. If they're an Elana build though, typically you want to be able to use those to their fullest. And there is the Decree, so definitely a different variation of what we're using at least. Robo Goblins work really well. Getting that heal off them as well is great. I love setting those up pretty early, and the Tender Rabbit healers are actually amazing. They're definitely the best support card that was added as far as healing goes. I mean, just look at this board. Went from absolutely nothing to absolutely nuts. And there is the Tenko Shrine, so they are a Tenko-based healing Haven deck. So that is interesting. Tenko actually became one of my favourite decks for a while. For quite a while, actually. Even before it was a popular meta deck, it was quite fun and enjoyable, so always liked that and have a soft spot for it, but they did end up conceding, obviously not clearing, so worked in our favour. And next up, we are up against a Sword. Such a contrast in, of course, art style when they're using the, I think they're Love Live, I think that's what they're based on. Or Princess Connect, sorry, maybe? Princess Connect. Yeah, definitely Princess Connect. I'm sure that's what they are. Either way, not sure. Don't really care that much. They're cute leaders, but they're just not my style. So we're not too bad as our starting hand. We've got the Elana, the White Fang again, which makes a good turn 3, turn 4 setup. We've got the Robo Wing for turn 2, which of course is going to directly counter their Geno play. Looks like they might be playing some form of HavenCRaft one. Don't really know. Sword's a tricky one in Unlimited. If they're not playing Discard, I'm not really sure what they're playing a lot of the time, other than maybe straight aggro. So I can only make an assumption based on what we're seeing hit the board now. Angelic Smite, that definitely hurt, although I would much rather see Angelic Smite on our White Fang Temple than on our Elana, so it's actually good. We know for a fact they just burned one of maybe their only possible removals, since most decks these days are only taking in 1 to 2 and not so much 3, so unless they're going for full Elana counter, they probably only have the one. Okay, so the free Evo play makes sense. Actually wouldn't mind messing around with a deck similar to this for Sword, but I'm not really sure about how I like to take it. So early Unica works well since we do have the Evo. We can actually go for a decent board now. We can get double heals out as well, which will give us a nice buff, along with the fact that we set up nicely for Gem Princess. Just as we want. So 6-4, a 4-4, and a 3-3 against Sword, and nothing to sneeze at by any means. Mass removal is not something Sword is super well known for. There's only been a couple added very recently in the last couple of expansions, and right now those aren't looking good because you need a board to use them. Iron Knuckle none. Great defensive play. We're set up with triple repair mode. I decided to go for the Zoe. Our opponent did go into waiting for a response. I think they actually did end up conceding. If not here, it'll be soon. Just because our board was basically too threatening for a Soulcraft player to deal with, I think that was what was the problem. Our next turn would have been absolutely insane, since we had Father of Punishment and triple repair, so we would have actually had 4, which would have led to mass heal. So Elana is definitely a deck I can get very comfortable playing. A lot of the new support cards that add healing cards, like those repair modes, have been absolutely an amazing tech for them, and I actually can't wait to try the Tenko variant, since that's looking to be a little bit of fun. So if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to like button and subscribe. You'll find the deck list in the description below. Until next time, guys, see ya.